By now, pretty much anyone who dabbles in any way in video games has probably heard of PUBG. It's taken the Steam charts and the majority of my free time by storm in an unprecedented way, and for a while it seemed like nothing can stop its meteoric rise to success. Well, now there's a new controversial kid on the block, and it's got a few tricks up its sleeve. Fortnite is primarily a zombie tower defense game, but after the success of PUBG, Epic decided to add their own free Battle Royale mode to the game. The real question is, how good is it? Can it pose a threat to the popularity of PUBG? Maybe. The first thing to mention in Fortnite's favour is that there's a definite feel of polish that PUBG simply doesn't have. If you've been having trouble getting PUBG to run well, it might be worth giving Fortnite a go. I've personally been getting consistent frame rates with Fortnite, which is more than I can say for PUBG, which can go anywhere from 60 to 20 frames at any time, and that's on a high-end machine. Not only that, but I also have yet to see any lag or hit registration issues. The netcode itself feels far more robust, and so the game and the combat feel far more responsive, despite some major flaws that I'll get into later. The game also feels far more casual than PUBG, both in its looks and in the way it plays. Personally, I like the way it looks. The cartoony characters and Pixar-esque towns and countryside really actually take the edge off being hunted down by 99 of the players. Everything about it seems to shout fun, and that's further added to by the colour-graded loot system and slightly wacky weapon options. I never realised I needed a rocket launcher in a BR game until I played Fortnite. Luckily, these weapons aren't too difficult to find either. In my experience, every house in Fortnite has a gun. It might not be a high loot grade gun, but you'll never land somewhere and not have a weapon to defend yourself with. That really leads into the feel of the gameplay itself. It feels fast, which is a welcome change from PUBG. The slightly smaller map means that action is pretty much around every corner, and the easy third-person aiming makes combat very forgiving. Fast movement makes it easy to sprint between cover, allowing for dynamic fights that actually make use of the full environment. No getting pinned down behind a tree like in PUBG. Overall, it feels far more arcadey and casual compared to PUBG, but that also allows it to be much faster, much more exciting, and in some cases much more fun. So far so good, right? Not bad for a free game. Unfortunately, there are a few issues that need to be addressed. The biggest gripe that I and other people have had so far is the randomness of the aiming. For guns without scopes, aiming simply reduces the spread of hipfire. In PvE, I'm sure that works fine, but when you're going against other players who manage to win a gunfight purely due to just random chance, that can get pretty frustrating. It can be compensated for. Crouching and aiming for longer reduces the spread further, leading to near perfect shots, but luck never feels good in a competitive environment. That then leads on to another issue: weapon balancing. Whilst weapons without scopes suffer from RNG, weapons with scopes are entirely accurate. This means if you get into a fight with a sniper, even at medium range, you've probably lost that fight. As it stands, every top 10 situation I've been in has been dominated by snipers. So if I haven't got one by the time I end up in the top 20, I already know I pretty much lost the game at this point. I'm also not entirely sure about the building mechanics. It really is a cool concept, but it gets very frustrating when you ambush someone out in the open, only for them to instantaneously create cover. It definitely needs some form of time delay to make it fair. A 3 or 5 second wait before the structure starts being built would encourage people to use it to fortify rather than just chuck cover down during a firefight. That being said, even just building structures I think can have a negative impact on balancing. In PUBG, houses often have sightlines blocked to stop snipers dominating the map in cover. In Fortnite, you can build a sniper tower wherever you want, and that means a sniper will always have the advantage in that scenario. I've got a few minor gripes as well, such as the lobby lasting a little bit too long, and loot clustering up, making it difficult to actually pick up the items you want. But the main two issues I've just raised are in my opinion the biggest. Thankfully, Epic are listening to the community. They've already posted in forums about addressing the issues with aiming, and they seem ready to continue developing the experience further. So, back to my original question. Can it kill PUBG? I think that entirely depends on how Epic develop the BR mode going forward. PUBG still has a huge amount of momentum behind it, so I don't think it's going away anytime soon. This is, however, the first real competition that PUBG has had since its release. And so far, the overall opinion has actually been pretty good, which is really surprising considering the internet's collective groan when it was first announced. The fact that Fortnite offers such a different experience to PUBG leads me to think that rather than being the PUBG killer, instead Fortnite will grow to become the alternative, the battlefield to Call of Duty. Those who have been unable to play PUBG due to low system specs, playing on consoles, or even just not being able to afford PUBG, now finally have a BR game to play. So it's pretty safe to say that Fortnite is going to do well for itself for the time being. And honestly, I'm glad about this, and I can't wait to see where they take it. For now though, I'm going to quickly edit this video together and get back to playing some more Fortnite. because I've been having a ton of fun with it. I hope you guys found this video interesting, and if you want to see more stuff on Fortnite or PUBG, give this video a like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.